Alibaba stock looks like a new stock market leader right now, so what do you need to know before betting on it? Sit tight for the next 10 minutes as we go through recent news as well as my chart analysis and price prediction. But before we do that, subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for regular stock market updates. Alibaba has recently been listed among the most searched stocks on Zacks.com, and shares of this retailer have returned over 32.5% over the past month, whereas the Zacks S&P 500 composites 2.3% on a positive change. The company is expected to post earnings of $2.25 per share for the current quarter, representing a year-on-year change of minus 15.1%. Zacks rank, however, offers a more conclusive picture of the price's directions on the short term, as it effectively exploits the power of profits. Due to the recent change in the consensus estimate, along with three other factors related to earnings estimates, Alibaba is rated Zacks ranked number 1, which is a strong buy. With all that in mind, let's analyze the charts. So as you guys can see right here now in the 1-day chart for Baba, and as always we'll first analyze the 1-day chart, then the 1-hour chart, and to end it off we'll get to the 5-minute chart. But right off the bat we can see that we're up 2.81% over here on yesterday's trading day, and of course today we've been up 0.91% on the pre-market. Why did this happen? Well, first up, of course, as you guys can see, the recovery has been insane, right? If you had purchased Baba around its low at $58, you could have made well over 100% in returns in what I believe is about just a bit over 100 days. So that's again really crazy. I'd already told you guys back over here, I guess, in my analysis that yes, Baba likely won't go below these levels, right? My personal bottom was probably around, I believe, 62, but it still went just a little bit below that. So well, it's still good. I personally think that yes, we did go to 62. After that we fell a bit lower, which is, well, no one can actually predict the bottom. But after that we did see a recovery, and somewhere around here I made a video as well, and in that video too I told you guys that I personally am now bullish on Baba, and I do think that yes, this company, it holds too much of the market share to give up, right? It holds such a big amount, it holds such a big power, that I personally think that this company, no matter how many times it falls down, will likely recover, right? As long as it's not a permanent setback like the company being delisted or banned or something, right? Which I likely believe, which I believe likely won't happen in the near future. And of course, if we talk about the current price action, we can see that the stock really went up around the new year, right? So this was the 30th December, 31st, or well, straight at 3rd January, because we did have the 3 days off, right? Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday as well. So you can see that we've gone up by about 35% in the past 1 month, and that is again why Zacks has also rated the stock, as a really good buy. I personally think that yes, it might be a good buy, but I do think that there's a small pullback in the making, so it would be a better buy in probably 3 or 4 days, right? We'll likely see a pullback. The stock will probably get back into the $120, under the $120 range, and that would be a better time to buy in my opinion. But of course, if you talk about the long-term potential of the stock, yes, it definitely can get back to these levels over here around 320. We can see the stock give another 2x or 3x return in probably the next 2 or 3 years. But then again, that's crazy, right? Most stocks would rather give you a return of about 20 to a maximum of 40% in a single year, right? Now, a lot of people will come in the comments like, hey, it's really hard to get a 20% return in the market. Well, it might be for you, but it's not honestly for me, right? I personally think that as long as you are equipped with the right knowledge, as long as you know how to study the technicals, the fundamentals, you should be good, right? You should be able to make a 20, heck, I would say that you can even make a 20% return in a single month, right? It's completely possible as long as you know that, where to find your information. Like, for example, our channel is a pretty good source of information as well, I believe, right? Anyways, enough self promotion. The main thing is that yes, I do believe a pullback will come soon, and once that is hit, we will likely continue with this bullish trend that we're building up until now. We do have a strong point of resistance around first 124, and then 126, after which it will likely be around, and then somewhere around 136, then 137, so so on and so forth. I deleted the previous levels, excuse that. If we talk about some support levels, yes, we do have a lot of support as well. The first support, of course, 100 and not exactly the first support, because of course we do have $120 just a little below this number, around here 120. We do have 116.75, 117, and below that we do have, of course, over here as well we do have 118. 115 will act up as well, 112, 110, 108, right, so on and so forth. These levels will likely act up. And the main point is, am I bullish? Yes, I personally am very much bullish, and I think that this is a great buy for the long term. But then again, we do have to consider the fact that, yes, an earnings report is, just by the corner. And I personally think that if this earnings report is bad, it could hinder the stock's growth beyond measures, right? Why is that so? The market is responding really positively to Alibaba, and I personally think that it's up to them, to make or break this moment. So if they can get a good earnings report, a good amount of, positive news, it will likely push the stock around 140, probably around $150, extending this price movement to over 150%, kind of giving us almost a 1% per day figure, which I personally think that will be likely. It will be a likely scenario, but then again, don't get your hopes too high. Trading is really risky, and that is why I always tell you guys, always have a good risk management setup and only trade with what you afford to lose. Anyways, with that being said, we'll jump onto the 1 hour chart to continue with our analysis. And as you guys can see right here, we're now in the 1 hour chart for Baba, and we have turned on the extended trading hours over here, so we can see the pre-market and the aftermarket as well of the last trading session. Now, of course, we can see that yesterday, not exactly yesterday, but on 20th, right, on 20th, the stock did go up crazily, right, by a crazy amount in the pre-market, going from about 116 to almost around 120. After which, of course, we got an immediate pullback over here, and then the stock continued to go kind of sideways. There was some good volatility, not exactly good, but I'd say decent, right? So you could have striked some good scalping deals in there, and that would, of course, get you good returns, in my opinion. But then again, coming to the current scenario, we do see that we have a positive trend on the pre-market, and I do believe that today will likely be a pullback, right? We'll have to look forward to what happens. But then again, why do I believe that it's going to be a pullback? Look at this, right? We did go up straight over here from Wednesday, from Thursday all the way up over here till Monday. So I do believe that in 3 days, a pullback is pretty natural. Over here as well, you can see that, yes, we did get pullbacks after 2 or 3 days, and in this case, just after a single day as well. And in this case, since we're getting a gap up, I do believe that this will likely be converted into a fall, and then we likely, probably test the $120 level, then 119 point somewhere around here, right? 119.35, and the lowest we can go is likely 118, right? We're probably not going to break that, and we likely continue with the bull trend from Tuesday or Wednesday onwards. With that, we'll jump onto the 5-minute chart, because then again, we do need to get them details in. And now that we're in the 5-minute chart, let's quickly do some candlestick analysis. First up, this part over here is really interesting. We can see that, yes, the stock completely, aligns with candlestick movements. We can see that we got a pin bar on the lower side, and then the stock fell down. A few pin bars on the upper side, stock went up. We got a reversal pattern over here, and then the stock went down as well. Pin bar went up, right? Pin bar went down. So it's pretty easy, I would say, to predict Alibaba's movements over here on the stock over here on the stock price action. And even over here, we can see that we got a 0.47% return, considering that we would be trading end to end, so from this top to this low. But even if you kind of, I'd say, shave away the edges, you'll be left with about a 0.3% return, which with margin would likely be 1.5 to 3%. So I personally am very happy with that, right? I personally think that it's a pretty good stock, considering the fact that we will get some good volumes too. Let's quickly look at the volumes. Yeah, so the average volume is 23 million shares being traded, which is about $2.3 billion every single day being, kind of flowing through the stock. And of course, the market cap is 314 billion, which is crazy. And this volume, of course, kind of ranks Alibaba as one of my favorite stocks on the intraday charts because then again, I personally look for volume and small predictable movements that can be cashed in on any time, right? But then again, as I already told you, I'm bullish, but I could be wrong. So remember that this most definitely is not financial advice, and you should always do your own research before you trade. If however you enjoyed my analysis, be sure to hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, sure you can hit the dislike button. You can subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for more such videos. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.